Hi, welcome to Peanut Butter Jelly Co. Let's go camping! The reason for this little camping series, it's going to be serious because I ended up filming a lot, so I'm going to film a little before video, which is what you're watching right now, and then each day video. So there's going to be 5 more video vlogs of what we got up to each day, and that'll be like how I reduce waste in action, as well as what we did and what we visited, just a little fun vlog. And in this one I'm going to show you what I packed with my personal belongings and food wise, and the plan is to pack just food for breakfast items and for the first day of lunch, but we ended up just kind of spreading out that food because we don't have electricity, so there was no space for a fridge, but we had a little freezer bag, and we bought ice at some point, which wasn't the most eco-friendly option, but I don't have much control over that. And I did want to say, because I am kind of hopping onto this trip that my parents and their friend went on, I didn't have much control over things regarding food and cleaning. Like, they used wet wipes the entire time, and my brain was just like, just use the cloth. There was a tap with drinking water, and you could have just gotten a bucket and a cloth and cleaned it. But that's just notes for next time. I know how I will be doing camping when I go, or how I'll be trying to change them, but they are stubborn in certain ways. I did my best to influence my plastic and carbon footprint, so hopefully that will rub off on them in some aspects. But yeah, without further ado, here's what I packed for my personal belongings. Toiletry wise, I am not bringing too much. We aren't doing much other than walking around in the area, so I'm not too bothered. So what I have packed is a headband. This is great to keep your hair out your face and also protect your head from the sun if you're not using a cap, as well as 2 scrunchies. I'm probably going to be wearing one on the day we travel as well. I've got my trusty little GeoShock for keeping track of the time, especially because my phone will probably be off most of the day to conserve power. And this is an insane story. My dad found this in the middle of the field and fixed it up. How amazing is that, saving that from being wasted? And then I have a couple of unfortunates with me. One is my hay fever tablets. I rarely use these. Recently, this time of the year, it's getting quite bad, and I do try and use as little as I can and drink nettle tea, but again, I don't have access to that right now. But also, I don't want to risk having an awful time sneezing the whole time, because one, I won't be able to wash my hankies, and then I have my deodorant. We're in the middle of the field. It's going to be pretty bad. So and he got an allergic reaction just because he has sensitive skin, so I'll be using one. It's the Krita. I think it smells quite nice, so I'm using that one up, and as well as the Concentrated body cream in bar. I didn't realize this wasn't vegan, but I'm still going to be using it up. It's still a good product. And then I have my lip balm in a tin, as well as a little bit of perfume just to freshen up every now and then. And then I've got loads of anklets that I've collected over the time. I just love wearing them when we're camping. It just makes me feel so freeing. It's so cute to wear. And then I have 2 cotton rounds, which I think will be enough. My safety razor, can't go anywhere with my safety razor. And then I do have a couple of beauty products that I'm bringing just to use up just in case. So I have this face cream, which also happens to an SPF, as well as an eye cream, and I've been using these up for a while. These were a bit of a impulse purchase towards the start because I did want to have a face routine, but really don't need them. So I'm bringing those, as well as this really old concealer that is pretty much done, but I still use my fingers to scrape it up and just to touch up in case I'm feeling a bit self-conscious. It's usually on my chin or on my forehead that I get spots, but I shouldn't need it, but just in case. And then because of my allergies, I do have these eye drops and cream in case I get a rash. I usually get them here, but I haven't had it for years, but I still like to pack this just in case. And then for dentals, I've got my bamboo earbuds, just packing a couple so they don't get lost. And then I've got a couple of hair clips, and then my dental routine, which is my tongue scraper, which I'm not sure I'll be using. It's a bit of a weird thing to do in public, but if there's not too many people around, which there shouldn't really be, I'll be using this, as well as my floss, won't go anywhere without it, and my dent tabs. I'm so excited. I accidentally ordered a 6-month box of dent tabs to my parents' address rather than one I was studying at, but luckily we still had some toothpaste that we were testing out and having to use up. So now that I'm back, I get to use my dent tabs again. So my mum had this little jar that she had saved, so I've just put in a couple here, which should be more than enough for the trip there. Just have a little extra in case you drop them or in case anybody else needs them. I've got them here, and that is all that I'm bringing. I am also bringing my phone as well as its charger for obvious reasons. I'm also bringing my bag of crochet on the project that I'm doing right now. I just think it's just something that doesn't require electricity that I can do, and luckily right now I'm not limited to space because we are going in my parents' car. So that's that, and I'm just packing all these things in this bag, which I've had probably for over a decade, so most of my clothes will go in there, and then just things that I need at hand in this backpack, which is my day-to-day backpack. So it's also got my water bottle on the side, reusable water bottle, and then I've got my sunglasses, subscription ones, and then just my little bag of essentials, which has things like a hand cream, hand sanitizer, plastic-free chewing gum, and just in case medicines like paracetamol, and single-use face mask that I had to get one time, and I've got a single-use pad that I still keep from the time I changed over, but I haven't needed to use it, so I just keep it in case of emergency if I forget to pack my reusables. But that's all that's going in my personal belongings. So luckily I was able to go food shopping with my mum for certain items, so I did manage to sway her in certain aspects. So she did want to get these crackers that were like individually wrapped in threes and things like that. I was able to prevent that waste and just buy a bigger pack of crackers instead. And then for myself, I opted for a big paper bag of porridge rather than little packets, and transferred those into a jar with some chia seeds, and then so I could just portion it out myself at the time. Unfortunately there was the carton of milk, but that's just unavoidable, and I know a lot of vegan stuff come in plastic packaging, but you really have to think yourself, and I've been trying to make myself think this way as well. We are preventing so much plastic waste from not eating meats because the fishing industry creates so much. It's the biggest cause of plastic pollution, so don't worry about the packaging if there are no other alternatives. And then the other thing that I prevented waste on was cereal bars. So they bought lots of little packaged ones, and they're obviously all in plastic. So instead I made my own flapjacks, which I have a little montage of here. All you need is just butter, sugar and oats, and then I'm putting a mixture of different seeds and then bake that in the oven, and that was a great snack for the whole day. And then for meals, I did pack some vegan sausages that you will see in my vlogs that will be coming up soon, and those I just stored and actually ended up having for several days. So what we did was cook them, the leftover ones, and then have them the next day so they weren't off, and it was fine. And then we just ended up going to the shops during the week and bought things like canned tomatoes to make soups, and I brought lentils with me as well as bringing spices. That was something I made sure we do, because like, if we're making any food whilst we're there, it'll be ridiculous buying spices or pre-made packs, so we just packed those up and transferred things into smaller containers. So like my vegan butter, I just got a little pot that you will see me getting out, and I just transferred enough there, as well as buying a vegan cheese. But other than that, I didn't really need much food. We did eat out twice, and luckily I was able to find vegan options. But that is basically all that we took camping with us, and I filmed a lot of footage of what we got up to each day, as well as clips of things like how we did washing up, how I did like my nighttime routine there to reduce waste, and how we sorted out any rubbish that we made there. And I will be posting those either next week or just throughout the week, so keep an eye out for that. And in that you'll also see other things that we brought along and bought along the way as well, so keep an eye out for those. But without further ado, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.